Did you know that a whopping 65% of millennials are choosing to rent rather than buy their homes? That's right, folks. This trend is not just a fleeting phase, it's a significant shift in how an entire generation views housing. This generation, often dubbed the renter generation, is changing the landscape of the housing market. With rising property prices and stagnant wages, many millennials find it more practical to rent. Renting offers them the freedom to move for job opportunities and the flexibility to live in urban areas where buying a home might be out of reach. Gone are the days when owning a home was the ultimate symbol of success and security. Today, success is often measured by experiences and personal growth rather than material possessions. For many millennials, the idea of being tied down to a mortgage is less appealing than the freedom to travel, explore new cities, and switch careers without the burden of homeownership. Millennials are prioritizing flexibility and affordability, two factors that renting provides in spades. Renting allows them to live in desirable locations without the long-term financial commitment of buying a home. It also means fewer responsibilities for maintenance and repairs, which can be both time-consuming and costly. They are delaying major life milestones like marriage and children, making renting a more attractive option in the meantime. This delay is often due to economic pressures such as student loan debt and the high cost of living, which make it challenging to save for a down payment on a house. This shift in attitude has significant implications for the future of the housing market and the economy as a whole. As more millennials choose to rent, the demand for rental properties increases, leading to a boom in the rental market. This, in turn, affects real estate prices and the types of housing developments being built. But why are so many millennials opting to rent? The answer lies in a complex interplay of economic, social, and cultural factors that are shaping this generation's priorities and decisions. Economic uncertainty, job market volatility, and the desire for a more flexible lifestyle all play a role in this trend. Additionally, the cultural shift towards valuing experiences over possessions means that many millennials prefer to spend their money on travel, dining, and other activities rather than on a mortgage. The rise of the gig economy and remote work also contributes to this preference, as it allows for a more nomadic lifestyle. In this essay, we'll delve deeper into the reasons behind this trend and explore the advantages and disadvantages of renting versus buying. We'll look at how renting can offer financial flexibility and freedom, but also consider the potential downsides, such as lack of equity and stability. Join us as we unpack the complex factors driving millennials to rent and what this means for the future of housing. Moving out of your parents' house and into your first apartment is a huge milestone. It's a rite of passage into adulthood. It signifies independence and responsibility, but it can also be daunting. Suddenly, you're faced with a whole new set of challenges, from budgeting for rent and utilities to navigating the often complicated world of landlords and leases. The key is to be prepared. Before you even start looking for a place, sit down and create a realistic budget. Factor in all of your expenses, not just rent. Don't forget about things like groceries, transportation, and entertainment. Once you have a good understanding of your finances, you can start narrowing down your search. Let's face it, in many cities across the country, rent prices are sky high. This is especially true in popular urban areas where young people are flocking for job opportunities and a vibrant social scene. The competition for affordable apartments can be fierce, leaving many first-time renters feeling priced out and frustrated. The problem is compounded by stagnant wages and the rising cost of living. It's no wonder so many young people are struggling to make ends meet. They're stuck in a vicious cycle of working just to pay rent, with little left over to save for the future or even enjoy life's simple pleasures. This affordability crisis is a major concern that needs to be addressed. Finding the perfect place to rent is like searching for a needle in a haystack. The sheer number of options can be overwhelming, and the pressure to make the right choice can be intense. It's a time-consuming and often overwhelming process, especially in a competitive rental market. With so many people vying for the same properties, it can feel like you're constantly racing against the clock. You need to consider factors like commute times, proximity to amenities, and neighborhood safety. These elements can significantly impact your daily life and overall satisfaction with your new home. And of course, you have to find a place that fits your budget, which can be a real challenge. Balancing your financial constraints with your desires for a comfortable living space requires careful planning and sometimes tough compromises. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of finding a place with all the bells and whistles. High-end amenities like pools, gyms, and modern appliances can be very tempting, but it's important to be realistic about your needs and priorities. Make a list of what you absolutely need versus what would be nice to have. This can help you stay focused and avoid getting sidetracked by features that aren't essential. Do you really need to live in the trendiest neighborhood, or can you sacrifice a bit of coolness for a shorter commute or more space? Sometimes a less popular area can offer more value and a better quality of life. Think about your lifestyle and what matters most to you. Whether it's having space for a home office, a safe area for your kids to play, or being close to your favorite activities, your home should support your way of life. Take your time, do your research, and don't be afraid to ask for help from real estate professionals. Finding the right place is a journey, but with patience and persistence, you can find a home that truly fits your needs. The commitment conundrum: signing a lease versus taking out a mortgage. This decision is one of the most significant financial choices you'll ever make. One of the biggest decisions you'll face when deciding whether to rent or buy is the level of commitment you're willing to make. Renting and buying both come with their own sets of advantages and challenges. Signing a lease is a big deal, but it's not as permanent as taking out a mortgage. A lease typically lasts for a year or two, giving you the flexibility to reassess your living situation relatively frequently. With renting, you have the flexibility to move more easily if your circumstances change. Whether it's a new job opportunity, a change in your personal life, or simply the desire for a new environment, renting allows for easier transitions. This can be a huge advantage for young people who are still figuring out their career paths. The job market is ever-changing, and the ability to relocate without the burden of selling a home can be incredibly freeing. Renting also appeals to those who value the freedom to travel and explore different parts of the world. Without the long-term commitment of a mortgage, you can take extended trips or even live abroad for a while. On the other hand, buying a home can provide a sense of stability and pride of ownership. It's not just a place to live, it's a long-term investment that can appreciate in value over time. It's an investment in your future. Home ownership can also offer financial benefits such as tax deductions on mortgage interest and property taxes. So, which is the right choice for you? It ultimately depends on your personal circumstances, financial situation, and long-term goals. Take the time to weigh the pros and cons of each option carefully. Whether you choose to rent or buy, make sure it aligns with your lifestyle and future aspirations. To rent or to buy? That is the question. The age-old debate of renting versus buying continues to rage on. There are compelling arguments to be made on both sides of the fence. Renting offers flexibility, lower upfront costs, and freedom from maintenance responsibilities. Buying, on the other hand, allows you to build equity, customize your living space, and potentially benefit from appreciation in property values. Ultimately, the decision comes down to your individual financial situation, lifestyle preferences, and long-term goals. There's no right or wrong answer, but it's crucial to weigh the pros and cons carefully before making such a significant financial commitment. The rent vesting revolution: how millennials are saving and investing through renting. Here's a trend that's turning the traditional housing market on its head. It's called rent vesting. Savvy millennials are catching on to this strategy, which involves renting in a more affordable area while purchasing an investment property elsewhere. This allows them to live in a desirable location without breaking the bank, while simultaneously building wealth through real estate. It's a smart way to get a foot on the property ladder while still enjoying the flexibility and affordability of renting. Weigh your options. Make the right choice. Choosing whether to rent or buy your first home is a big decision. Don't rush into it. Take your time, do your research, and weigh your options carefully. Consider your financial situation, your lifestyle, and your long-term goals. Talk to people who have experience in both renting and buying, and remember, there's no shame in renting. It's a smart choice for many people, especially in today's economic climate. If you're looking for more tips on buying a home, check out my other video on that topic. Until then, stay debt-free and keep making those money moves.